And that is live. Okay, hello. Hi. I don't know. It always feels weird starting the stream now with the 6-second delay. It's so, I wish I had a solution for that. So anyway, hello. How's everyone's day going? Hope it is going well. I really can't work on any of the projects that I want to work on right now. So I was trying to think of what is a like kind of self-complete project that's waiting on like one thing that I am the only bottleneck of. And this is kind of it. So yeah, let me go over.
Who says CHEER 100 if you end up inventing temporal PCP, it'll have to be UDP. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Walker Texas Dangler, thank you for the 31 months of tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Solution, know your landlord's pestering about Google Fiber. There's other problems with that. And yes, hello. Yeah, let's go over what exactly this is here. So, this is a Sony SMC-70. That stands for Super Microcomputer. No, I don't know. Actually, it probably stands for Sony Microcomputer. I literally never thought about that before. Yeah, this is a really cool machine. It's the one that should have been the first machine to be sold with the 3.5-inch floppy disks from Sony, but they drugged their feet for too long, and Jonas beat them. So, yeah, this thing is absolutely wonderful. It's so cool, but mine has a problem. Now, we've already looked at this before, and I kind of have a plan, but I haven't come up with a complete solution. No, it is not an MSX. It is its own thing entirely. It's it runs CPM, so that'll give you an idea. So the problem with mine is well, yeah, there's no bits in this, which there should be. There should be stuff inside of the power supply, and there is not. So I can take out the skewers that are what holds this thing together. Literally, that is how they designed this. So, yeah. And then this all is the plan. So, I have this empty shell. There should be a power supply mounted to the inside of this, but there isn't. And then there's all of whatever is going on here. So why wasn't it the first? Because seriously, they just drugged their feet. They took too long to release it. They started selling the drives to other companies instead, and those companies were just like, okay, we'll actually make it. Yeah. So, modular design. I think you can make modular design without skewers. Anyway, so here's the deal. This came in, I'm guessing that whoever previously owned this determined that the power supply was bad and did not want to try and repair it. So instead, they just gutted it, and then they wired in ATX power connectors, and then, yeah, that was their solution. So what I am going to do is I'm not really going to fix that because I don't have the power supply, so there's no way for me to do that. The best I can do is just use the wiring that they left in there. The SMC-70 is kind of ridiculous. It almost has a back plane, but it is a piece of metal. Here you can barely see it sticking out at all down there. And then there's a ribbon cable, and then you can see how disgusting and filthy it is just because that's life. But there are IDC connectors. Wow, it's super rusty on whatever that is too. There are IDC connectors on the ribbon cable along different points that the different modules just plug into, pretending like it's a back plane. And those connectors are becoming as distressed as you might suspect they would if they were treated as a back plane. So we're not going to mess around with that. But there are wires that just run under the ribbon cable, and those are connected to the power supply and the backup battery that would be functional if it were not also completely gutted. And I have now contributed to that somewhat because there was a power switch in the backup battery that I decided to repurpose because the original power switch was missing on the unit, and we're going to put that in place here because the original power switch has this really cool physical design where it is proud on one side and then recessed on the other, so it's really difficult to turn off but really easy to turn on. Anyway, I could not find a power switch that matches that specification dimensionally, so that's what we got. So that's where we're at. This works, this power supply solution. However, it's not exactly elegant. So what I would like to do is design a 3D printed solution of some kind to hold all of this in there. So that's what I would like to work on today. I doubt we're going to get this done to the point where we can print it, and even if we did, probably wouldn't have enough time to print it. So that's, yeah. So let me see, catching up here. Those connectors, see those connectors also? Yeah. Let's see. MakerBot print? Absolutely never. Hot glue is technically 3D printing, and in a way, yes. So why 3D print? For one, I need to be able to mount the power switch. Because there is literally no way of doing that, because I'm pretty sure it was just PCB mounted, right angle, sticking over there, and that the original board stuck to the back of that. The one that I've got, I've had to bend the screw connections, and I'm probably going to end up threading this in through the back to get the maximum height out of it that I can. So let me just take the screws out and simulate that. So if I did that, it would stick out, boop, this much, which is perfect. I really, really like how that's going to work out. So that's one thing that I want to do. So we need to come up with a bracket that will hold the power switch there, but then you'll also notice there's this weird hole right there. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that was an IEC-C13 connector. I don't know if I have just a loose one here or not, or if there was a bulkhead that was right there that was just for cable strain relief. So I can fit the power cable through that, and I could just design a bulkhead, or I could try and incorporate a power plug. I don't know what I want to do. My power supply, so what I'm doing here for the record is we have a Pico PSU that takes in 12 volts, passes that through directly, and then regulates down to 5 volts and maybe 3.3 volts or other whatever random voltages. This generates all the other voltages from then 12 volts that we need. And this is a giant beefy monster 12 volt power supply. It is 300 watts. So I use this with 110 AC input, and then this regulates down to 12 volts DC, gets connected to this, passes that through, and then we get all of the voltages we need. So I need to mount this. I need to come up with a way of getting power into this, which may just be hardwiring. I don't know. It's not like this thing is, you know, particularly portable. If I had another hardwired cable, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So I may not bother with a connector. 300 watt. Yeah, this is 300 watt. This did not come with this. Again, I got 0 power supply with this machine, so I have recreated everything completely. I went with a giant 12 volt power supply. That way I just guaranteed that there was headroom. Also, there weren't a lot of options in this form factor that would just fit, so yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if it was IEC-C8 power knowing Sony. That is possible, yeah. Although, wouldn't they use, is it C9 that is the polar one, or is C9 the non-polar? Sony liked the polar ones. Does Flex ATX fit? Not even close. Let's see. These screws really don't want to go in this direction. That's weird. Anyway, so I am feeling bulkhead for the power connector, which we're probably just going to design into the 3D print for the power switch, because it's all kind of in one area. Okay, they will go through. I think I'm just going to have to manually do that one. So, again, here's the goal. Cable needs to go through this. The power switch needs to be mounted up against that. I need to retain this, and then it would be kind of cool if, you know, maybe this wasn't a giant horrific mess, but I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out. So I may have to give up on that one. Also, I should mention that technically this can mount in these threaded inserts over there. So if I have good luck with this, I might try and figure out how to do that, but oh boy, is it gonna really suck. I think I probably should though, just to get it out of the way, because there's like all kinds of ground straps and just random nonsense in here that it would be cool to not have rubbing up against stuff. I am gonna have to figure out how to mount this. I am not sure. That's man. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Okay, so this is gonna have to go on the bottom. Oh, to clear that, because if I rotate this at all, it blocks that port, and it cannot go over enough to clear it, really. No, that's not acceptable, not without blocking the power connection. That's cool. Wow, even, well, the good news is this barely clears, so that'll be fine. So yeah, that's gonna have to mount on the bottom. There are no screw mounts on the bottom. That's cool. They only exist on the side. Or on the back. Well, this sure is going to be interesting. All right, let's take all of this over to my computer and start coming up with a rough design for how we're going to incorporate this. I think this should interrupt power to this. So that all being in one area is going to work out well. So I'm not as concerned about that. It's more, you know, I think there is enough clearance that as long as I'm not ridiculous here, I think this will be fine. Yeah. Yeah, again, I'm not really concerned about the power rating. I went overkill, and even if this is underkill, as far as what it can actually output, it doesn't matter. It's sufficient. So I'm not that worried about it. So, all right. Let's figure this out. So, oh, this is going to be rough. This is going to be so rough. How on earth? Yeah, let's just start figuring some rough stuff out. Okay. Let's go over to the workstation. And Philip, I can tell you this, the back of the power supply is 120 volt at 1.3 amps. That is literally the only rating that the original power supply gives it all. Unless there's something out there about like what the actual one was.
LUCKYBOB 77S. Subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 14 months. End of line.
Lucky Bob, thank you for the Prime sub and for 14 months there. I appreciate that. Is Deck Talk quiet for anyone else, or is it just me? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I have no doubt that the power supply I'm putting in will be perfectly acceptable. Okay. Slightly low. Little bit low. Okay, well, a little bit. I will jigger the knob, and we'll see if that unscratches it or something. I don't know. But I don't want to do too much. Okay. I never adjusted that DCI, so that's the weird part. Okay, so if we look at... Hold on, let me do a thing here really quick.
Sleepy Developer says CHER.
So
250 Deck Talk says I can hear myself just fine, thank you. End of line.
Okay, I think right there is probably good. Sleepy, thank you for the 250 bits.
Algemet says woohoo, you know we all tune in just for the knocker Jakery right CHER 100. End of line.
Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. Perfect, okay. That's concerning. I don't know why it's like that. Cool. Anyway, I think I should be able to do this. No? Why no? That's weird. Let me try force closing. Camera. Come on. It's supposed to be opening the phone camera. It is 100 bits to trip the Deck Talk. Someone actually said kajigger correctly. Oh, it said kajigger correctly, yeah. What was I trying to do? Oh, yeah, the phone. One moment here. Why is phone not working? Is it this one? Yeah. Oh. Oh, it should be this. There we go. All right, that makes more sense. Phone don't work because I have two phones. That's the other one, and I was trying to activate the camera for that one, which, surprise, is not pointing at anything. Okay, so, rough idea of what I want to do here is to just model this so that we can then figure out what the dimensions are that we need. So I want to start out by just making a box with a hole in the side.
CHER 100. Hello everyone, this is the ghost of Stephen Hawking. End of line.
Technically, Stephen Hawking used a call text 5010, not a Deck Talk. But thank you for the 100 bits. Cubiquity. That is, there are a lot of consonants in your name there. So yeah, anyway, I want to make a general box, put a couple of holes in it, and then figure out where the holes go by measuring it with the calipers. I don't know what you guys are talking about with them turning on in the box. That never happens. Anyway, so let's just work on this. Okay. Okay. It's just Q now? No. I don't need anyone snapping and appearing. Okay. PSU underscore shell. So we're going to start out with cube. And then some dimensions to cube. Let's say X is big. Let's go with 100. You know, that's probably more like 250 millimeters. Let's just go with that. 250 millimeters. Depth is probably 60. Height is probably 50. And F5. Oh, wait, we have to actually render this. Hold on. Or call it. If you're unfamiliar with this modeling software, this is OpenSCAD, and it is fantastic. Do I not need that? No. Line 2. Y. Ignoring thing. Am I too zoomed in? No. Ignoring unknown something. Unknown module. What am I not getting? I'm pretty sure if I just copy paste this here, F5, yeah, that works. All right, well, we got our first problem. That's fun. Do I need to put function? Function. Nope. Oh, do you call it module? Is that how it works? I feel like that might be how it works. Module. Yeah, I think that's what we do. There we kind of go. Why do I... Oh, no. Boom. There we go. Okay. I'm sure I won't need this cheat sheet again, so I'll just leave it behind this and definitely not need to worry about it again. Okay. So here is our rough SMC-70 power supply. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Difference. We're going to subtract one cube from another. And I think we'll go ahead and do center equals true on both of these. So that's going to make life a whole lot easier. And now we just take... Well, we can actually do an interesting thing here. So we can do size equal, and then we can do wall equal, let's just say 2 millimeter. All right. And then what we can do here is just directly pass size to the external one. And then for this, we'll do size dot x minus wall, probably divided by 2, actually. And then we can repeat that for Y and Z as well. And F5, look, it's beautiful. I think I have this backwards. I think we want to do it this way. F5. Okay, now the problem is that we probably don't want to divide it by 2 for Y, and I bet I actually should multiply it by 2. But we'll have a new problem in that it should be hollow? Why is it not hollow? Thrown together. Is that surface preview? Hold on, F12. One of these should show it's not just wall times. What am I messing up? It is actually wall times 2. You are correct. But I should still. Now do I have it backwards? Difference. Okay. So subtracts the second from the first. Okay, so the second from the first. CAD with programming is excellent. You know, I am offsetting it by, oh. Boom, there we go, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so now we'll do wall times 2 because I usually do this differently, and usually division is the correct way to do it. This is the smarter way to do this. Okay, F5, boom. Okay, now I should minus wall once. No. I should leave size Y there, and then I should translate 0.
CHER 100, the smarter way to do it. On a Friday. Sounds dangerous. End of line.
And on the back side, boom, there we go. Okay, so now we have our rough setup there. Okay. I was working on the, hold on. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits, first off. Who's working on the basis of defining the size of the void and adding wall thickness? Yeah. Well, the problem with the size of the void is that it's going to be kind of weird and lumpy, so I didn't want to try and go that way. I thought I would do the outside, but yeah, we'll probably tune it for that. Actually, you know what? We just should. We'll go ahead and just switch to that logic. We'll define the size of the interior and then add wall thickness to that instead. Because we don't actually care what size the exterior is. We only care what size the interior is. I think I got caught up trying to be weird about it. Okay. So interior size is all that. So now we will do, let's just pretend that's interior size. We haven't measured anything, so it doesn't matter. So it'll be size X plus wall times 2. And then plus wall times 2. Okay, is it really that easy? Do I just F5 here? No, that doesn't seem right. Wall 6 F5. It did work. Okay. I don't like it when things work the first time. We 3D printing a Billy bookshelf today? No. Actually, the thing that we're modeling here, we're not even going to print. This is going to be the receptacle for what we need to print, essentially. We are modeling this so that I can design a 3D printed bracket that will hold a power switch and 12 volt regulator, and I'll grab the Pico PSU in a little bit. And that will make it so that my SMC-70 is usable. The power switch is the most critical part. Okay. Actually, coffee is the most critical part. Nova, it doesn't eat your messages so much as it takes forever to send them. It's very frustrating. YouTube's API, I request messages, and then it sends me back any messages that exist or not, and then it tells me to wait a certain amount of milliseconds before asking again. If I ask again before that time, then it will ding me the quota for the messages as if I received them and still make me wait. So there is a built-in delay for how much you can query YouTube for messages. And the slower chat is, the longer that gets to be. So, yeah. It's the worst possible way from streaming into the VOD platform, yeah. Basically. Okay, so now we need a hole over here for the power cable and then a hole over there for the power switch. Now, unfortunately, there are no mount holes that are reasonably usable over there. The original power switch, as I mentioned, was probably PCB mounted, and that's not an option for me. So we're going to integrate the grommet for the cable and the power switch mount into one piece. So let's work on this. We need another cube. So let's go PS. Actually, let's go SW. We'll make this a 3D thing. So X doesn't actually matter. So I'm just going to make this 100. Y is depth is probably, let's go with 8. And then the height is, I'm feeling 25. Okay. Now we have this, and then switch, center true. That's probably in the center. Sure, yeah, why not? We'll do switch position, and it's going to be size X divided by 2. That should be positive that direction. No, that's negative, ruh-roh. Minus. Learn to never call anything switch as a variable. It'll always, oh, well, that's why I called it SW. Yeah, I don't want it to do a case statement. Oh, that's hilarious, Phil. Typos. Yeah, no. Switch is also, that might be the Python one, is it? This is not calculation. This is syntax checking. Python 3 is switch valid. Switch is not defined now. Okay. I don't know which one is it. PHP, JavaScript, who knows? One of them stupid languages. Okay. I think it is Python. I think the interpreter's gaslighting me there. That's probably all good. Let's just try this. F5. Go. No? Okay, cool. View thrown together. Okay, where is it? Where are you hiding? Wait a minute. Is it not that? F5. You know what would help is if I did the translate. That would go a long way. Now it should be divided by 2, I believe. I don't see it anywhere because it's a hole, so divided by 2. Hey, look, there's the thing. Yay, wow, crazy. Why is it so high up? Oh, because it was supposed to be center. Let's just go with that. Perfect, okay. Woo, yay, math. All right, that's very much not where that goes, but that's fine, whatever. Okay. That'll work. Actually, Python is really dirty, and I believe it will allow you to override keywords. So, because I definitely have called, I think Bash will let you do it too, because I've definitely overridden stuff. It's terrible. One of my favorite gross things you can do in Python is you can make a global class or a global name for a module and then import in a local scope the module to the global scope. I do that in my video routing software as a workaround for people who don't have everything installed. It's terrible. All right. Now let's do this. Let's call this yeah, Grom it. Grom. Okay, the width is I'm feeling 30. You know what? Nope, 30. Yeah, 30. 30. Height also 30. Depth is 100 because that doesn't matter. Okay, so now we got size X, half, whatever, and then this will be my, excuse me, my position in.
1. They've subscribed for 47 months, and says yay other month. End of line.
Lindsay, thank you for the tier 1 sub there, and for 47, that's so many. 47 months, I appreciate that. Isn't Grom a bike? I got no idea. Python feels like a language that started as good, so it got a user base, then changed to accommodate the users, turned bloated mess. I don't think so. I don't think Python is that bloated, actually. I think Python, once you start importing every module that's ever existed, yeah, then it becomes a little bloated. If you're relying exclusively on lots of other things to do basic stuff, that is different. So I can look at that MB, I guess. I'm not really set up for playing videos on stream. There's a Honda Grom. That is such a weird name for a thing. Anyway, the inset from there, let's go with the 45 millimeters. Okay, and then that is, what is it? What's that way? Yeah, I think I want a -8 up here. And then this, that actually doesn't matter. That can be 0. How far down it is, okay, we'll go ahead and measure this from the wall position as well. So we'll do size Z divided by 2 minus, and then it's going to be the height Z divided by 2 minus whatever the space is, and it looks like it's about, I'd say 6 millimeters. Okay, and now we do this, and a Grom, and a Grom, and then F5. Really good at this, not putting it in the right spot. Thrown together. Okay, where is it? Oh, great. It's gone again. I did the translate this time. It's not that. Oh my gosh. F5, and it's still gone though. Okay, what have I screwed up? Let's get rid of translate for a moment. Okay, that works correctly. That's way too big, but whatever. Okay, so the translate. If I just say half. It should be plus that. Plus 6, and then plus, not insert, that. There we go. Okay. I like how I did that over there, but then not over here. Okay, that's probably 10. Boom. Okay. Now, there are 2 mount holes that are nearby it that I think we can utilize. So these 2 right here, I think it makes sense to try and use those as a positive mount in that space. We can't use that. That's where the skewer goes, because this is the weirdest thing that's ever been made. So I say we use those 2 for this. And then maybe I can make a bracket over here with those 2 that holds the Pico PSU. I don't know. Unfortunately, this thing really cannot be any higher up on the left side, or else it interferes with that inset screw mount thing. So I can't say have a bracket that grabs onto this to hold it in place. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to retain this yet. How far into this project we need to actually measure things? We get those 2 holes over there, and then we start measuring. There's no point in measuring before you have all of your actual things in here, because then you're just going to have to keep fine-tuning the numbers over and over again. So just getting the model to look roughly like what you're thinking, and then figuring out what your critical dimensions are, kind of works out better. Plus, this lets you play around with how they will relate to each other before you actually define anything, which ends up working out better to me. I would prefer to get the relative parts locked in and then figure out the absolutes. Because here's how this is going to work out. I'm going to have all of the relative offsets done, and then I just go through, measure each thing, change out these particular numbers, and then it's just done. All right, let's figure this out. The 2 holes. So I don't think another Jonas has materialized. Where? How? Who? What? It's not on eBay, is it? eBay. Jonas computer. There are a lot of things that are not what I want related to that. Search. Why is there so much Powerpuff Girls? That link does not work for me. Oh, okay, looks like you removed it. Okay, I think I found it. What on earth? That poor machine. How did Google index this already? Whoa, there's two. Wait, what? Hold on. What's that weird floppy drive history? Is that one I keep getting yelled at about? It was like kind of technically first, but didn't actually get manufactured. That. Yeah, MCD1. No, that's not. What are these? They're SideQuest hard disk cartridges. What? Is that 5 1/4 inch sized? Like, also, I don't think my Jonos has space in there. One, two, three, 4, 5 external 8-inch drive for it. Bro, where are you? Well, guess who has to make a Jonos video sooner than later now? So I can't be scooped on it. Dude, there's like no information about Jonos. It's gonna be so hard. Ugh. All right. Well, okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna try and end up with any of those. So Jonos, unlike computer devices, They were actually a little more successful, and their computers actually were sold. So there are a lot more of them out there. I don't find that too surprising. It is, however, still a very historically significant computer that I would like to be able to introduce. On the other hand, it's just a CP/M machine. So there's not a lot to show. So I need to tell the story, but the story is not going to be like, woo, yay, so exciting. Actually sold some as a low bar, yeah. There's just not a lot about the company for some reason. Like, the computer devices made a much bigger splash, despite just, like, failing spectacularly. Agitated pen noises. And someone might have written a Wikipedia article about that. Yeah, but on the other hand here, okay, let me go look at this. Here. Jonos. Yeah, there we go. Defunct American computer company. Well, you got more than I realized, but yeah, see, this is my problem. It's this section. Like, we got a lot of information after that. It's like, they didn't just pop up out of nowhere, though. That's more my problem. Like, I can't, it's not like with computer devices where I can give this whole history up to the point where they announced the DOT and then the DOT just nuked the company. We have nothing. Thought it was a terminal nuke company. Let me put it this way. If they hadn't started making the DOT, they would have had enough money to survive the terminal. It was the 1-2 punch of the terminal followed by the computer. The terminal, either one, if they hadn't made, they probably would have survived, but the terminal delaying the release of the DOT, they're connected. Yeah. See, this part, yeah. Oh, interesting. You'd already known about the SideQuest. Yeah, see, here's the thing. Jonas just kept on trucking. They didn't overextend themselves. So yeah, that's the thing. They did it right. Also, interestingly, all right. Well, anyway, clearly we need to DM. What I'm saying is there is nothing more I can get out of this for making a video. It's surprising to see, but these are all the later escorts, and none of them are more. You're not going to get more iconic than mine. Okay, mine does have a floppy bay. It's just, why are there What is wrong with them? Anyway, mine is the quintessential configuration. So, it's not going to get better than this. Also, was there something wrong with it? I don't remember if there was. I don't think there was. I had more success getting software onto this than I did the dot by far. But yeah, there is nothing different about this. And since they're all kind of just, I don't want to say junk, but not, they're not better. It's not like I really hate Reddit not just letting you view the image. Gosh. Anyway, none of them are like new. So there's no real benefit to getting any of these. I'm just trying to look at this. That's some kind of printer guts, so that's not dot related. There's whatever that thing is. That's another printer cover there. Is it possible that they had a printer add-on that slapped onto the back? Because I don't know what's going on with that. That's a little weird. Maybe there was. So that's new. That's different. But I don't like the chances of those ever working. And I don't think I have a printer card in mind, so it doesn't matter anyway. 10-pound printer, you attach it? Yeah, that makes sense then. Yep. So printers, okay. Would I like one? Yes. Do I need it? Not really. Okay, that's kind of cool. I want that. If you know, you know. That's pretty sweet. That one's like nice and small too. That one's really, really cool actually. That's awesome. That is I believe that's a Shugart SA800 8-inch drive there, because that's a 5 1/4 inch. So that would have allowed you, oh my gosh. What do you think the chances are, Digital Ice Age? Did you find anything about them selling an 8-inch drive? Or what do you think the chances are that this could be a collection from a Jonos dealer that would be able to convert software from 8-inch to 3.5? I probably saw whatever dot image there was on the VCF forums, because I did a ridiculous amount of research. But it doesn't matter because I don't have rights to use that image, so. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember that one, because they didn't have software. Well, see, Digital Ice Age, there's too much dot stuff, because I do remember the dot more specifically having a conversion kit. So I don't remember.
AJSLIM79S. Subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 38 months. And says it's Friday. Hello. End of line.
AJ Slim, thank you for the Prime sub and for 38 months. I appreciate that. That's a Shugart SA800. That's a 5 1/4 inch Tandem TM100 2A. That's a Shugart SA800. I'm going to be completely real, okay? I don't have a TI 99 expansion unit, but in this listing, this thing may as well not exist as far as I'm concerned. This thing is blah, whatever, don't care. Everything else here, and not this either, I don't care about that. Everything else here is far more interesting, especially that, but that's a different reason. I know what that is. Nope, not a car radio. Well, you know, maybe, actually. I thought it was a Pong console. Friend of the book I'm talking about. Optional external drive, not dealer kit. Okay. It makes sense for it to be an optional external drive as well. Yeah. So I would be interested in a printer and the drive, but I don't think... I think I would want all 3 printers, which it's just... Nah, it's just not happening. I don't actually care that much. It's not going to happen. Anyway, you're getting confused with the Dot dealer kit. Yeah, they're very similar. Have the exact same problems. But CPM was a lot more forgiving. All right, let's work on this. Yeah, it's because they're printers. That's why they're different. Because they're half the size. I'm going to say this to you right now. A Jonos is a terrible computer to buy. Do not get one. The Jonos is the Dot of the CDI world. Those 3.5-inch floppy drives were a curse, not a blessing. You do not want a computer with a 3.5-inch floppy drive that was made before 1984. I'm just going to say I'm out, Digital Ice Age. It really doesn't matter. I don't want a pile of broken printers. 1 isn't going to work. 3 might. I'm pretty sure the Dot, and I can, or not the Dot, the Jonos, let me just look on the back of it. I'm pretty sure it just has an external floppy connector. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Let's just get it over with. Let's answer the question. Yeah, just straight up external floppy. So there's not going to be anything special about that external drive. One day the camera will learn how to focus. Oh, I have the printer port too. So yeah, actually, if any of them had that, then I would be more interested. So this is just straight up external floppy. It's going to work with probably 2 drives because the will be traditional Shugart wiring, not stupid IBM wiring. So yeah, I don't really think there's anything I would gain. Definitely not functionality wise. Just collector wise, yeah, but there's nothing that's unique about it. Just because we're here, why not? It's so pretty. I do like it. All right. was about to buy a pallet of broken printers for you a year ago. Ah, but you see, we don't know anything about that. A wheel printer is a little different. I want a wheel printer, something fierce. Did we find the listing for the GPIB card? I don't remember. I don't think so. Besides, a wheel printer is a lot more likely to work or be repairable. This pile of stuff, I'm not as convinced. Anyway, let's finish modeling. Let's go SW post A, because there's going to be two of them. And they are not like on center or whatever. So this is a cylinder. I don't know. You know what it does syntax? One. Hold on, let me just look really quick. Cylinder. And then, no, we cannot specify it as an array. So we have to do two separate values. So radius. Actually, we don't need a height because it's a hole. So. I'll put it this way, Digital Ice Age. I can use a wheel printer with anything. Jonos printer, only usable with the Jonos. And not being able to get one in working condition is a lot worse of an ask than buying three that I will never be able to get rid of in the hopes that I can make one that works. It's a much worse proposition. And the external drive is it's an SA800 in a brown box. They're going to ask more than I'm willing to pay for it. It just does not matter. Shipping is more than I'm willing to pay for it. Other than getting an SA800, but that's a different problem. Okay, the position is going to be very similar to this. We'll subtract the size. We don't have to divide it by 2 because it's a radius, not a diameter. And then there is the offset from the right, which is probably, I'm going to go with 40. Then same thing over here, it's a radius. And then let's say it's A above, B below. What is the Data General Eclipse? It is the successor to the Data General Nova. It does not run any software you have ever heard of, but it's a lot easier to get going than something like a DOT or a Jonos. There's one for sale. There's always going to be a Data General thing for sale. They are not actually that rare. I'm going to tell you, unless you want to have a giant rack of stuff, you don't want to get into mini computers. I'm not interested in buying anything more Data General currently. So, that one fast forward GIF of a guy writing on a whiteboard is but Shelby explaining the wheel printer's end game for the channel. Dude, I can get a wheel printer. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so happy. I will make the wheel printer video. It'll be the best produced video that has ever existed on YouTube, and it's going to get like 12,000 views because just no one is going to understand. I'm going to have to clickbait the thumbnail so hard to get people to actually watch a video about that printer. Modded my action writer into a terminal. I'm not sure I understand. It's that IBM went from the Selectric to the Wheelwriter, which computerized it. It made it electronic, in that the reason they were doing that was so that they could share parts between the typewriter side of the company and the computer side of the company. But then the computer side of the company just gobbled up the entire typewriter market. And that somehow that printer didn't survive. Also, it's just like, it's an IBM product that exists that no one knows about. And I love the Wheelwriters so much. It's a place in history thing, yes. It's a place in history, in that it also seems like give me one reason why the wheel printer is so rare compared to wheel writers. Like, it doesn't make sense how rare the wheel printer is. Pretty sure Selectric had a computer version. Kind of. There was... The answer is yes, but not for the reasons you think. It was never sold as a printer, it was sold as a terminal. And then there were terminal conversion kits, or printer conversion kits, but those are all third party. The terminal ones were all made by IBM for things like 360s. And they were not sold outside of that. There was never a Selectric sold by IBM with an LPT port on it. Wheel had timing problems. That doesn't explain why the wheel writer was so successful, though. See, that's the thing. There were plenty of daisy wheel printers for a while. Yeah, no, I would lose my mind. I would probably be a lot more excited if I actually managed to get my hands on a computerized Selectric than a wheel printer. But it's never going to happen. I came close once. I came really close. I'm just going to say a local typewriter shop got one in. And it had blue keys. And they put blue keys on a regular Selectric. I don't know what happened to the chassis. The blue keys were worth more than the entire unit. That was very, very, very sad. We need to rotate around X. Well, Circle, you're looking at all the weird expensive stuff. Like, you can get something that's just perfectly normal that's not going to be $400. Also, eBay is the worst place to buy vintage computers. Talking about the composing Selectric? No. This was a Selectric terminal. It was. It had the giant connector coming out of the back of it. It was a Model 1 as well. It probably went to a 360 or something. But they gutted it. They just stole the keys and put them on a regular Selectric so they could sell it as a rare blue one. Because there was a very small number of Selectric Model 1s sold with blue keycaps. Dude, I'm so good at never... Oh, I know what the problem is this time, actually. Oh, so close. It's still not that. Wait, where is it with it that way? Oh, because it's tiny. Okay, so if I do that, is it over there? Yes, but ultra tiny. Okay, I mean, that's not completely wrong. It's probably, let's just go with 2 to make it actually visible. Yeah, I never just browse eBay for vintage computers. I mean, partly is I'm good. I don't need to just like have random computers thrown at me. I'll say this though. 90% of the computers I own that I bought locally by just looking on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Although I don't actually look on Facebook Marketplace. I have other people I know nearby that send them to me. But I bought them locally because I don't want to ship them. I definitely don't want to ship CRTs. And I don't want to have to deal with people overcharging for eBay fees and stuff like that, or paying for shipping for something that weighs like 100 pounds. Yeah. So
Says
I only shop local.
100 random computers thrown at you sounds like a surefire way to have a concussion. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. All right, let's do plus that, have it come from the top. And then we have to minus these. There we go. Shipping CRTs works so well at least 50% of the time. Yeah, exactly. I will say, Philip, this is not a complaint against you, okay? It's more of a, I can't believe that it's this few. That is the only time I have actually had a shipped CRT die. I have shipped the dot, both dots, I should say, the Jonos. So here's a fun fact. My HP85 did actually come from eBay, but I didn't buy it. Someone else I know bought it basically to force me to buy it because it was a really good deal. And then I was like, I don't want to buy it because I don't want to ship the CRT. So they bought it, and then it arrived fine. I was like, all right, fine, I'll buy you out of it now that it's here. So taters, Philip didn't pack it poorly. What happened is the neck board just shifted and snapped the tube internally. So unless your brother goes in there and removes the CRT connector neck board and then secures it internally, it still could have happened. Although he shipped me one of the HP monitors. So yeah, that was actually another one. It's less than 10 CRTs that I've shipped, I would wager. And that I may have named all of them there. I cannot think of another one. Because I try to avoid it so much. There are no good deals on Old Nightmares. The local deals are fine. Usually those are totally fine. So. Stared by it, film recorder shipped because I knew it was going to be stuffed in bubble wrap in a box. We just survived. Yeah, that's the other thing, is that you have to count on people trying to ship it well. I used to say I want to make the seller, I want to give them like an additional $50 to wrap their box in another box. But then that's like that even that can't actually solve it. They just have to actually rub a couple brain cells together to ship something correctly, and that is a big ask, it turns out. Anyway, let's add the last post, and then we can measure things. We are not going to get this design today, which works out because I don't know if you noticed this. We're not working on the IBM PS2 because all of the stuff is still in the mail for that. I really want to work on it, but we're gonna have to wait until next weekend. I've decided I am gonna stream it because I don't want to drive to the office and pay for more gas than I need to. So I am gonna stream working on the PS2, and yeah, we'll do that next weekend. So we're gonna work on this weekend. We'll probably finish the design tomorrow, and then we'll 3D print it Sunday because I suspect this one's gonna take a while to 3D print. Okay, so B will come up from the bottom. Why? Oh, because I didn't add it. That's not the one I want to be B. That is. And there we go. Okay. Gonna work on the PS2 from home? No, I'm gonna drive here to do that because that's where all the tools are. But what I'm saying is I'm currently trying to avoid coming into the office any extra days that I don't have to. So right now I'm trying to film as much as I possibly can on the weekends, coming in early, filming extra stuff. And then I'm staying home and editing everything. So do I have a Micron branded keyboard? I can check. I think I might. Let me double check. I think I was sent one, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh my gosh, there's a Model M right here with a cable and everything. Well, it's the Dvorak one, but you know what? That'll work. Hold on, I'm just gonna set this aside for the PS2. I still haven't been able to find my SDL cable bin. I do have a Micron branded keyboard. It is an NMB, and the model number is RT6856TW. I don't actually know what the official one is. I do like that machine. Ugh. Only Shelby would have just a model for no reason. Yep. Do they have clicky keys? No. That one's rubber dome. Okay. I think that's everything for that. Came across one the other day. You didn't have one, I'd send it. I appreciate that. Yeah, thankfully, I think that computer is extremely complete now. It would be cool to get a Micron CRT to go with it, but that would be about it at this point. I was sent original software and manual set, the keyboard, the mouse, and internally it's all like there, including that gorgeous blue anodized aluminum. You sent the manual software. Okay, yeah. So, and that is all up. I don't know if you got to see that. That all's all up on archive.org now. You did? Awesome. Yeah, so I have all of that here. And you just want one Model M? Well, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't get an amazing price for them. And by them, I mean I bought 8 of them at once. Oh, I forgot I didn't put the blank page at the beginning. I bought 8 of them at once out of a collection of like 40 of them. But I got to pick and choose the ones that I wanted. So, yeah. It wasn't a great deal, but I got the cream of the crop. get banned using from a mechanical keyboard to the noise. That's unfortunate. Someone on eBay just has the parallel attachment for the wheel printer. Ah, see, here's where that gets weird, Digital Ice Age. So there are 3 models of the wheel printer. And that's not the one, that's not the fun one. So this is the one that I want. This is literally the only photo of one that exists is this, but the other one is this. So it's actually like a pro printer, wheel printer. This is the one that gets that module. So you can see here, that's what it gets slapped onto. This one, just straight up parallel. So I should not ever need that module. Plus, it's also been listed for like years, so I'm not that concerned about it. Yeah, this is not, I don't actually want one of these. I only want this because it looks like a wheel rider that they just cut the keyboard off of. There isn't a single picture. Like, how? How are they that rare?
For a Coon says CHER 100, I guess that happens often, where you search for an image and one of yours is in frame semicolon. End of line.
Oh yeah, all the time. So often, I have polluted my own search results so much. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've learned that I just tune it out at this point. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Yeah, there's nothing for the wheel print, man. Like, even these, the beam spring display writer things, like, somehow these are more common. Also, this is the ADF that goes on one of these, by the way. It's obscene. Like, I have one of these over that. How did they sell more of these than the wheel printer, okay? Like, this is what I'm saying, okay? It doesn't make any sense that they sold more of these than the printer. Maybe it's vaporware? I refuse to believe that. But that could explain some things. No, it's not vaporware. You know how I know? Because I have the manual. It exists. I own this. I scanned this. They're real. You can't gaslight me. I have physical, tangible proof. It's in the other room, you know, in Canada, but it's there. Now this is what I think that's what Ben has. The action there's these exist. They're not the same. They're kind of cool, but it's
from T2SDE have joined. End of line.
T2SDE and Raiders, hello and welcome. In theory, what we are currently doing is modeling this thing in
CHER 100 have manual ... looking for machine to make beautiful sounds together ... End of line.
Exactly. In theory, we're modeling this because I need to transplant guts into this to make a power supply for is this pointed even remotely correctly? Yeah, kind of. For this computer, which doesn't have a viable power supply, and my chat is distracting me incessantly by bringing things up. And the current thing is that I've been searching for ever for this printer, and it like may as well not exist, except I own the manual for it. So it does exist. I've never seen one other than this one video. So anyway, I hope your stream went well, T2SDE. Let's actually get back to work a little bit. One day there will be a wheel printer here, and it will be glorious. So here's the, is that the wheel printer E? Yes, the one that probably, yeah, from the video, yeah. Here's the other thing, okay? A wheel printer would be the ultimate supporter printout printer. Because it's a daisy wheel, It's a film printer.
Ultimate says, to be fair, this has been an exceptionally SQUIRREL exclamation point apostrophe stream. Yes. CHEER 100.
End of line.
Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. Daisy wheel, clear text, film printer, really dark, and being the exact same as the IBM wheel writer. Look, I want you to see this, okay? Hold on. Office Max. Look at this.
Laura Kuhn says CHEER 100 Deck Talk has issues with Squirrel. That's nuts.
End of line.
Who's buying ibuprofen at Office Depot? Wait, can you not buy Wheelwriter cartridges from them anymore? I swear I have seen them in stores this decade. I swear. Anyway, what is it? He made the make? Well, yeah. Probably not. They did an overhaul of stock last year. I don't know. This decade could have been 6 years ago. I mean, yes.
A swarm of dead insects says CHEER 101. Who's not buying ibuprofen in this day and age?
End of line.
At Office Depot, though? Thank you for the 101 bits, though, Swarm. All right. I think we got that enough. Let's take some measurements here. All right. So, how big is this thing actually? More than I can measure. Let me go get a, at least thankfully that dimension doesn't actually matter that much. But let me get a tape measure or ruler or something, I don't know. Let's see. It's too clean in here now. It's all nice and open and weird. I'm not used to having to step over a bunch of stuff constantly. I don't see a tape measure. Wait, is it in this? Ah, there we go. Tape measure. I think I got enough other projects. I don't need to try making a homebrew. Nah, I'm good. All right, let me first off flip the monitor over here so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so size. It is internally 13.5 1/8. Is that 12.5? Yeah, so 62.5-ish. Don't blame me. I'm not the one who... I mean, I don't know why I own a Imperial only thing. And there. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Philip's got it. I mean, that sounds about par for... Imperial. I cannot stand UIs like this, where you cannot click and it always selects everything. They make my skin crawl. I can arrow key in there, but no, I can't click to select where I want to place a cursor. Have to arrow key. Anyway, 13.625. There we go. Why would you do meter? No one wants meter. You know what? Where's decimeter? Boo! Or is it decameter? I don't remember what the pronunciation is. Anyway, centimeters are stupid too. They shouldn't exist. 346. Okay. Size 3, 4, 6. That's way bigger than I thought it was. Like way bigger. Okay, now we can do more measurements in good units. Desa and Deca. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Hey, don't blame me. I'm just be happy I know that those exist. It's not like I ever get to use those. I know they're basically non-existent. That was kind of the joke I was trying to make. But it also doesn't work because I'm not... I'm not known for using metric stuff since I'm in the US. Yeah, I know that, Storm. That's why it's funny. It's because the whole benefit to the metric system is that you have these linear scales like that, but then you just skip them sometimes. I think centimeters are dumb. There's no reason to ever use centimeters other than you really wish that you had inches. Okay, we need the height of that. Now, technically, there's, the height is different. For one, the plastic's just kind of wobbly. It's very much not straight, but also there's this lip here where it bumps out. So I'm just going to measure in the corner, kind of over here. And then we'll just yellow it. 75. Okay. I got that one kind of close. Wait, is this the right number? No. That's this one. Never mind. I didn't get it close at all. I was very far off. 50% off, actually. Centimeters a rare exception. I genuinely believe if the US didn't use inches, that the centimeter would not be as popular. It's just a very close measurement to that. Also, I mean, I guess centimeter is a more practical value. But without inches encouraging it, I don't know. 83 millimeters deep for some reason. You're not ready for summer? Well, good news. It's only spring, right?
JJPP 210 has subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 50 months, currently on a 50-month streak. And says, what would you use to measure your height?
End of line.
Meters. It would be like 2.02 or 2 meters and 50 millimeters or whatever. But yeah, just thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 50. That is that many months. Oh yeah. Thank you for the 50 months of Tier 1. I appreciate that. 100. Why would you measure it in centimeters though? Centimeters are stupid for that. It's so many. How is 1.92 meters not better? It's 93 in spring. Oh, that's so cute. Can Shelby manage to do no more work on the design? Come on, chat, we can distract him. Oh, that's cool. See, that's what plugging the values in does. We can just see what it's going to stretch out to be like that. Dash said 108. That's not a real number, though, because the sensor itself gets hot in the sun. And if the sensor's like on the bumper over the ground, it's going to get hotter from that. Yeah, car temps aren't valuable or reliable. eBay for IBM printer listings. Good luck. That's one of the things that I do have an eBay listing for. Although I will admit, I don't have it as wide of a net as I could, but it kind of doesn't matter because they're just not going to show up. But like, I don't have all of the type numbers in the search for it. So, oh yeah, how thick is the wall? 2.75 millimeters. Not that it really matters, but there we go. Okay, now let's measure the switch size. Dude, this power switch is so cool. The space for this. 7.8 by 24.6. 7.8. Dude, I was so close on that. Whoa. I was less than like 1% off almost. Man. Okay, maybe not quite that much, but I was close. It is absurd there hasn't been a single listing in the wild for the model you want. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. There is nothing. Yeah, that it is exactly what I'm saying, Digital Ice Age. Somehow, that thing just got swept under the rug. And it does not make any sense to me. Because after you bought one, it should have been super cheap and affordable to just keep it running forever. The only thing I can think of that is the real negative against the wheel printer, okay? The only thing is that it's not tractor. It is friction feed. And it's probably not, it probably doesn't have a slot under it for bottom feed either. So it wasn't set up for the kind of like line printing that some other printers would have been like that. It would have been just for letters, and it's a lot more difficult to do that kind of thing with just a printer as opposed to, you know, a typewriter. So that's the only reason I could see that it's not that common. I don't know if it's actually worth switching over like this every single time I measure something, but I think it's a lot more fun. Okay, let's see. That is 25.8. I was really far off on that one. And 25.8. We're just going to go the same for both. Really only want Daisy Wheel if you want to do nice letters. Nice letters didn't go on tractor paper. Yes. 25.8. Boom. Okay. Be honest, people did get them, run them forever, and hence ran them into the ground. Yeah. There's not a lot of wear items in a wheel rider like that. They're pretty solid. I don't think I've ever seen one that is broken. Like, just straight up. I actually don't think I have ever seen a broken wheel rider. Oh yeah, Desiac. I am extremely envious of Digital Ice Age's access to some of the research tools that he has. Like, it's there's some great stuff there, but I don't want to have to edit Wikipedia like 500 times or whatever and to get it for free, and it's probably obscenely expensive for an individual, so it's not going to happen. All right. Had to deal with tractor-fed inkjets, not a common option. Models sold were worn out to the point of collapse. See, opposite, ThinkJet is tractor-feed inkjet, although it's tractor-feed dot matrix inkjet, so it's, but those are all in really good shape too, as far as I can tell. That's a bubble jet printer. Big difference. Not inkjet. Bubble jets are garbage. Big difference. All bubble jets are cursed. That's like saying, yeah, internal combustion engines are extremely reliable. That's why my Mazda MX-7 will last forever. Okay, so this is where I got to get real cheeky with the measurements. RX-7, not MX. Yeah, RX. I got the MX-5 mixed up. I was already saying that before I saw TZX message. Anyway, so the wall thickness is kind of going to matter here. It's 1.75-ish, meh. Because I can't get in there and measure the space that I want. So it's 12.15-ish. So we're going to do this way. The space up from the bottom. So that's for the grommet, this, right? So if I do this, that's on the bottom. So it's 12.15 minus wall plus. So that should be roughly the height. Because I'm taking out the amount from the wall, because if I remove that, it should be higher up, but that we don't want it to be higher up because I measured effectively from this side to here. My opinion on the compact portable. I love my original 8086 compact portable, or is it an 8088? Anyway, whatever the first one is. That, I think, is a fantastic computer to buy. Magic Reliable RX-7, yeah, exactly. Never had an oil-related mechanical failure. I mean, they definitely happen. I'm trying to think if I've had one. There's always been oil adjacent. Oil was part of the problem, not the whole thing. Computer takes oil? Yeah, don't those Apple Power Mac G5s? They got the coolant system. But I do actually have capacitors that have oil-filled caps, or capacitors. Computers have oil-filled capacitors. Also, anything with bearings has oil in it. Matter of fact, fun fact, go take your Tandem TM100 2A drives out of any of your systems, flip them over, lubricate the stepper motor's bearings, and then be amazed at how silent it can be. Like, just get a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, drip it down into the bearings. You'll want a needle applicator because it's not easy to get to. But yeah, those things, oh, it can be so silent. I think I might have a public video on the second channel from a billion years ago where I did that. And that was after a year. It held up. Anyway, let me measure the other wall. So, not that, this. So, 22.8. Let's go with 22.8 minus wall. There we go. Does that look? Yeah, it looks about right. Okay, so we don't have the position of the switch yet. Let's work on that. There's again no great way to locate that outside of using the wall thickness. So let's go ahead and do that. .23 flat. I need size Y, and then is this that's minus size Y. I don't remember those 23 or 22. I'll just remeasure it because this is not going to be correct. Plus 2, no. Hank's head in shame. Don't worry, we only got 7 minutes left. Lubricating carriage rails and dot matrix according to the manufacturer's instructions. So I know it's supposed to be lubricated before Shelby objects. Yeah, I was gonna. Went from I don't remember this sounding this angry to oh, it's supposed to be nearly silent. Well, it matters whether or not it is a metal on metal bearing or not. So. Cardboard aided design tomorrow, Chloe. Don't worry. We'll do some CFD. All right. So we need to subtract size. I can type size of Y divided by 2. Okay, so now it's there, and then plus, what was it, 23 flat? CFD video, the whole thing's full public tomorrow. It's, oh man. I'm gonna be on pins and needles. It's going to be a whole thing. I almost don't know if I want to release it while I'm live so that I can like see first reactions, or if I want to do my usual thing where I basically release it right before I drive and then probably just mute my phone. What does CFD mean? I don't want to spoil it, so don't worry. Okay, I think that's correct. Yep. So eyeballing it like that, it's looking about right. Okay, now we need the position. Let's go from the bottom because there's a bigger thing there. This is going to be the last dimension, unless I don't know if we can get the holes done in a reasonable amount of time. You know what? I would like to just get the rest of this done. Okay, we'll finish this up. Okay, let's get this one. We'll do whatever it takes to finish all of these. So 27.5. That one we keep. Okay. So this will be, I measured, that was 20, hold on, let me just type in the number so I don't forget it, 27.5. Okay, that was from the bottom. So minus size Z divided by 2 plus 27.5 minus wall. This is the center. Plus SW dot Z divided by 2. Okay. That should be about correct. That looks about right. It's really hard to tell because there is a bright frame around the grommet mount that makes it look bigger than it actually is. Wonder if anyone has actually stumbled onto it. So far, I've released no notices of that. At least not anyone that would recognize it. I will say, each thing that has been made public going up to it has actually done better than the last one somehow. So in its own natural way, it is actually growing weirdly, but it's all going to be chump changes after tomorrow, relatively. But still, it's kind of interesting to see that it actually is not doing horribly as is. Okay. Hole positions, yes. So we can measure one number for the edge, and then use that for both. I also need to measure the diameter or radius or whatever. 76.5. Okay, plus 76.5 minus wall. And then I think we actually, so if I add the radius, that I think that is where I want that to be. Yeah. We'll probably print out like the first layer of G code on a sheet of paper or something first. Okay. Will this bracket have speed holes though? It probably should, just to like not waste as much material. Two holes have the same radius, so it doesn't matter. Oh, you know what? We can check this. 12 or 21, whatever. Oh, yes, that is correct. Okay, that's how it should be. Okay, let's get the height. I have no idea pre-breakfast what you're talking. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Whoops. What? There's no keyboard in frame there. So I don't know what you're talking about, other than the one over there. But it's an ultra wide angle lens, so that's not really fair. But mixer? It's the keyboard with the touch, the Cherry point of sale keyboard. It's not that big. You're just talking about this. Yeah, it's just normal IBM 101 key size. Okay. Anyway, because I forgot to show you here. Boom, boom. Wait, this. So there's what it looks like. So that dimension is correct. Okay. Let me get the height and then the bottom and then we're done. Okay. So from the top, 16.5. So minus 16.5 minus wall, right? Yeah. And then the other one, wait, was that? Yeah, I did the top. Okay. Oh, this one sucks. 22 flat. This was actually plus. Plus 22 minus wall. Boom. That's it. Bingo. There we go. All right. Let's try and eyeball this. Yeah, it's really doesn't. Yeah, I'm not getting the field of view is completely there. You know what? Just screw it. It's probably something. Like I said, we'll probably print out a sheet of paper with the first layer of G-code that will mount up against all of that, and then we'll figure something else out. But yeah, there we go. That's roughly the critical holes for the SMC-70. It is so hard to tell. I swear it's too tall. $75. I don't know. I don't have these backwards, right? 75. No. Yeah, that's the correct size. Anyway. All right. You couldn't see what I was doing. Anyway. I was over here, I was messing around with the values on this, trying to see if 75 was maybe correct, but no, it's definitely 75. Do your calipers don't have the depth gauge? They do. I don't know what you're looking for me to measure depth on. See, the problem is that everything is inside of the well, so I want to measure this distance, but I can't, so I'm measuring it to the outside here by pinching, but the outside is not perfect. So I'm getting inaccurate measurements, and I'm just not sure if it's all correct or not, but yeah, I'll have to do for now. So, all right, workbench. That's it for now. We will be continuing this tomorrow. I'll just say that for right now. Yeah. So, thought you were struggling to measure something depth-wise. Ignore me. Oh, okay. Yeah. No. It's the problem is getting all of the dimensions relative to the sides of the case, but the internal sides of the case correct when I cannot measure anything internally. So, yeah, that's the problem. Cheers to stream catch tomorrow. All right. Yep. It is outro, not workbench time. It's outro time. Yay, outro. Woo, outro. hold on, let me launch my server connection so I can actually see the outro. Okay. Well, that is going to be it for today. We will be continuing this tomorrow, and we'll try and start actually modeling the part that goes inside so that we can make progress, you know, like actually have things work. But yeah, that was a good start on this nice little self-contained project. I'm looking forward to getting this done, because literally just being able to mount the stuff internally is the only thing that's keeping this from like working. I mean, yeah, it's got some other problems, like none of it's actually assembled, and you know, I don't know if all the parts are in correctly, and I don't remember if one of the floppy drives has a problem or not, and I haven't actually taken the OAD31Vs out and lubricated them, which they probably need, but you know, getting the power supply working is a big first step, so definitely need to get that done. So yeah, that is going to be it for now. So if you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's it for now, and I'll see you next time.